Southeast leaders, governors, in fresh call for Nnamdi Kanu's release. And remember that Supreme Court is to hear FG, IPOB leaders Motsi Nnamdi Kanu's case on October 5, 2023. Welcome. Remember to like our videos and subscribe to this channel The First TV. Thank you. Southeast leaders, governors, in fresh call for Nnamdi Kanu's release. As a way of reducing the security challenges in the Southeast, the leaders and governors in the region are making a fresh move to get the leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Motsi Nnamdi Kanu released. However, the Supreme Court has fixed October 5th for a hearing on the appeal filed by the federal government against the judgment of the Court of Appeal, which quashed and acquitted the IPOB leader of treasonable charges. The leaders in the region alleged that the continuous incarceration of Kanu, even after being granted freedom by the court, has worsened the security situation in the zone. The leaders disclosed this during the 2023 Igbo Day celebration, organized by the Ohanis Nigbo Worldwide and hosted by Governor Peter Mbo of Enugu State on Friday in Enugu. The event, which was chaired by the Chief Executive Officer, Atlas Oranto Petroleum Limited, Prince Atta Is, had many prominent Igbo sons and daughters from the 5 Southeast states, including Rivers and Delta states, in attendance. Read also, Reps Committee begs Tinubu to release Nnamdi Kanu. The President General of Ohanis Worldwide, Chief Emmanuel Awonyonwu, said most of the killings in the zone are blamed on the non-release of Kanu from detention. He said Ohanis Nigbo had carefully reviewed Kanu's case and could not find any just reason why he could not be released. Awonyonwu said Ohanis had for several months pleaded with the federal government, FG, to release him. I hereby once again, on behalf of Ohanis Nigbo Worldwide, appeal to the FG to release Motsi Nnamdi Kanu, more so, when a court of competent jurisdiction in Nigeria had declared him innocent. As the President General of Ohanis Nigbo, I consider myself a father, and it pains me so much when my children are killed on a daily basis. It pains me when most of them have both their lives and livelihood destroyed. I will strongly appeal to the FG in view of the fact that over 2 years, the situation has persisted. We need to adopt a non-kinetic approach, he said. He added that he strongly believed that if Kanu was released and a non-kinetic approach was adopted, the unnecessary killings and destruction of lives and property would be reduced and even stopped. Awonyonwu, who described the Igbo Day celebration as an important event for all Igbos, said the event was the beginning of a turnaround for Southeast development and transformation. In an opening remark, Atta Is said it had become necessary for the leadership of Ohanis to positively engage the FG for the release of Kanu, whose reported health condition attracts huge sympathy. He explained that Igbos had made some cases relating to marginalization in the past. While some of the cases may have had merit, I am of the view that long-lasting results can be achieved through roundtable discussions, strong undivided leadership and an organized political structure. Based on this, no number of meetings with the FG or political consultations on the matter will be too much. If the governors fail to do something urgently to arrest the current financial and human capital flight currently being experienced in the Southeast, the trend will continue to do irreparable damage to the posterity of the people, he said. While congratulating President Bola Tinubu for his victory at the polls, he appealed to him to accommodate more Igbos in his administration. Speaking, Ebonyi Governor, Francis Nwifuru, represented by his deputy, Mrs. Patricia Obaila, emphasized the need for all Igbos to unite and speak with one voice to ensure the speedy release of Kanu as well as the development of Igboland. Welcoming the celebrants, Governor Mbo of Enugu said he was excited about the large turnout of people that attended the event. While appreciating Ohanis for organizing the Igbo Day, the Governor of Anambra State, Professor Charles Soludo, said Igbos should stop lamenting insecurity in the zone but acknowledge that today is better than yesterday. He said, there is no crime-free society anywhere in the world, adding that the Southeast governors should work together for the benefit of all Igbos. Supreme Court to hear FG, Nnamdi Kanu's case October 5th. According to a statement on Saturday, by the IPOB's lead counsel, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, ESQ, the Apex Court will on October 5 hear a frivolous appeal filed by the federal government of Nigeria against the judgment of the Court of Appeal, and to further set aside the ruling of the Court of Appeal staying the execution of its earlier judgment. Earlier, Justice Binta Nyako of the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja had on April 8, 2022, struck out 8 out of the 15-count treasonable felony charge leveled against Kanu by the federal government. The ruling followed an application by Mike Oscom, SAN, on behalf of Kanu, which had sought an order quashing the entire charge against the IPOB leader. Oscom had maintained that the charge against Kanu was legally defective, insisting that the court lacked the jurisdiction to prosecute him over an incompetent charge. Oscom told the Federal High Court that Kanu was unlawfully, brutally, and extraordinarily renditioned from Kenya without his consent. He contended that since some of the charges against Kanu were purportedly committed outside Nigeria, the trial court lacked the territorial jurisdiction to hear the matter. Also, the Court of Appeal, Abuja Division, had on October 13, 2022, upheld the ruling of the lower court and consequently ordered the federal government to release the IPOB leader. But in an appeal filed at the Apex Court, the federal government prayed that the judgment of the lower court be set aside. Unconditional release of Nnamdi Kanu will restore peace in Southeast, IPOB. In the same vein, IPOB has also said that the unconditional release of their Nnamdi Kanu from DSS detention will restore peace in the Southeast region. The pro-separatist group insisted that it was by setting the IPOB leader free by the court that peace could be restored in the region and by extension to Nigeria. According to the group, the arrest of Kanu gave rise to insecurity and criminality in the Southeast because of the love people have for him. The statement by the group media and publicity secretary, Emma Powerful reads, "The global movement and family of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, ably led by Nnamdi Kanu, once again reiterate that the unconditional release of Motsi Nnamdi Kanu from the DSS solitary confinement will restore peace in the Southeast and by extension to Nigeria nation. The absence of our supreme leader, Motsi Nnamdi Kanu, due to his kidnapping in Kenya by the Nigerian government, gave rise to the insecurity and criminality in Biafra land today because Biafrans love him. At the same time, his continuous illegal incarceration in the DSS solitary confinement, despite the court judgments that ordered his unconditional discharge and release, has worsened the security situation in Biafra land and elsewhere in Nigeria. Some sponsored criminals go about kidnapping for ransom and snatching cars from unsuspecting persons in the name of demanding the release of Motsi Nnamdi Kanu. His release will stop all of that. If indeed the Supreme Court justices are interested in saving Nigeria and the people of the Eastern region, they should uphold the international and local laws and free Motsi Nnamdi Kanu. Kidnapping and extraordinary rendition of an accused person is a grievous offense according to international laws. We are patiently waiting to see if the Supreme Court of Nigeria, as the Constitutional Court, will legalize the international crime of extraordinary rendition or deliver justice. More so, we want to see if the justices of the Supreme Court of Nigeria will go against the UN Charter on People's Right to Self-Determination, which Motsi Nnamdi Kanu represents, by agitating for Biafra freedom.